Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Prakash in Primetime. I couldn't be more excited for today's guests. They are both dear, dear friends of mine, and they're a couple. It's not every day you get to discuss greatness over the dinner table. One has been as high as 2 in the world, the other as high as 3 in the world. They've both won Masters 1000 level titles, and believe it or not, I think they're more interesting as humans and individuals and off the court than they are even on the court. Ladies and gentlemen, with great pleasure, Stefanos Tsitsipas and Paula Badosa. Well, this is going to be an absolute delight for me. First of all, welcome to the show. Thank you both for joining. You two are two of my absolute favorite people. I'm inspired by you. I'm inspired by you. So to have you guys together to chat is a real pleasure. Thank you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Let's just a toast to you guys. Let's start with a toast to you guys. Yeah, exactly.
Cheers.
There you go. What a perfect way to start a beautiful day. God, I forgot how good you guys look together. I don't see you guys together all the time.
Thank you.
I'm interviewing her. I'm interviewing
That's
her.
true.
You guys look
We never
fantastic.
did it together, right?
We're always separate.
Yeah, finally, for the first time.
How are you guys doing? There's so much going on in everyone's lives, but how are you guys doing? Is the balance good? Are you guys happy?
We are very happy. I mean, our personal life, it's doing great. I think we're evolving, we're growing, we're learning, we're supporting each other. So it's great, and I think it's a moment where we need a little bit of support in both sides. I've been dealing with injury, he's dealing with other stuff, but like how they say, stronger together, right? And it's a little bit what we're doing, and I'm happy that I'm lucky that I have him by my side, honestly.
There are so many beautiful things that I want to get into, but you guys are like one of the most high-profile athlete couples out there. So I am curious. I don't think I've ever asked you guys, how did you guys get together? Did he make the first move? Was he too charming, Paula? How did this go down?
Well, Paula was playing in Rome, and I remember she was playing against Ons in the second round of Rome. And I was happening to watch the match on TV. I was in the players' lounge watching the match. And I remember thinking first time, wow, how pretty she is, how beautiful she looks on the court. I always had a little bit of a crush to Paula for a long time.
Yeah.
And I saw that opportunity, and I made a deal with myself that if she ends up winning the match, I will send her a text and congratulate her on her win. Obviously, her amazing looks. So that was the initial first step. That's how I initiated it. Paula replied literally 3 seconds later.
Yeah.
By the way,
Bad move, no?
no. Look,
I had a dilemma there. I didn't know what to do.
No, this is a real woman. Doesn't play any games.
True.
3 seconds. I like this guy. I'm just gonna respond.
Yeah.
That's what I like to say.
Yeah, I mean, he was a little bit also of my crush, and I received this text from him. I remember, and I was like to my team, should I wait and play like harder? I'm like, you know what? I'll just reply fast and let's see how it goes.
Was he smooth with the text?
Super Steph, like nice message, text, philosophical.
Why does everything have to be
What a
philosophical?
guy! What a guy!
romantic, this kind of gentleman. So yeah.
Do you have the text, by the way? Saved somewhere?
I don't, but I remember a bit. He was like clinical performance. That was stunning.
It was. She was aggressive, hitting the ball, slamming the out of it. It was really good stuff. So I got inspired that day when I watched her play.
Complimented the tennis, and then you.
Yeah.
And then after that, see, you're a genius, not
tactic.
just on the court, but off the court as well. But my favorite part has to be the fact that when you're going through these difficult moments, which you have in life, it's not always easy to have someone who really gets it, right? You have to try to explain so they understand. But you guys walk in the same shoes to some degree.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before, and that's great because, for example, small examples, but yesterday I was playing a match and I felt in a way that maybe sometimes from the outside people cannot really relate or understand. And he's like, look, maybe it sounds crazy, but I get it because I've played and I know how this feels, you know. And the other opposite also, I understand sometimes what he's talking about, or the same feelings he's going through a court, emotions, or after a loss. I know how you can feel after a defeat or when you're winning, that, you know, it's the best feeling in the world. So we get everything from both sides, and especially the mental side, that it's so tough sometimes, and you're like, okay, I think now it's the moment to give each other some space, or to talk, or some support, or just stay there and don't say anything and just be there and hug. So we get it, and I think that's also something that I'm very lucky, because maybe sometimes with other people they don't understand as much, you know. So it's great in a way.
Steph, in singles, it's so solitary out there, right? Especially you can be in front of 10,000 people and you can feel completely alone out there. When you are used to that, is it challenging at all to have a partner?
Tennis tends to isolate you as a person, and I can say that with confidence because I was a person that used to isolate myself a lot before I met Paula, obviously. I remember a period that I would play the clay court swing. I would literally do Monte Carlo, Barcelona, Rome, Roland Garros. The entire 2 months of the clay court swing, I'll be stuck in my room after the matches or the practice sessions and do room service.
Wow.
So there wasn't a single time that I went out. Even my mother and my father at some point, they were like, Steph, I think you need to maybe go for a walk or do something, you know, outside the tennis court. But I was so much stuck in my own ideas, and that I want to do it that way because it actually brings comfort to me, and I feel good kind of staying in my room and maybe, you know, listening to music or doing my other stuff that I like to do on my free time. That I went through that phase for quite a while, and I think the isolation of tennis made me feel very comfortable, but at the same time I felt like it was not really the thing that I was looking for deep inside. You know, I'm much more social than I tend to show people. People probably see me as an introvert person. I have a introverted, let's say, traces of my personality that I happily sort of accept. But I'm a much more social person than that, and I've felt that Paula, also being with her in the last couple of years, has allowed me to explore myself in a little bit like a different way and different variations of my personality. And I'm much more outgoing, much more. I feel less alone when I'm on the tennis court, and that has kind of translated in the way I express myself when I play, but also the way I think when I'm on the court. I feel like there's much more support, generally speaking, in my everyday life. But I also feel like being a singles player, mainly because I play singles most of the time, and getting to share that with Paolo, who's also a singles player, we have understood a lot about what we both do, and I feel like I also get a different perspective of how I approach my game being with another tennis player.
What a beautiful way to look at it. You can meet someone and you don't want to change who you are. You're happy with who you are, but then the right person will get you to expand your perspective in many different ways.